guys, my name is Anna and I vlog daily from Ukraine since the start of brutal Russian invasion. So if you want to know more about real life in my country during these challenging times and you support Ukraine, please subscribe. This is the easiest way to demonstrate your solidarity with Ukraine and to spread information about Russian crimes and Ukrainian victories. And today I want to speak about the updates on F-16, why they are so important for Ukrainians and why it takes so long for F-16 to finally reach our skies. Well, first of all, Ukraine is one of the bravest and maybe, silliest countries to start counter-offensive without having the support from the skies, without having proper aviation. We do not have other choice. To some extent, we are cheered by our allies and we have started this counter-offensive without the necessary support, honestly. According to NATO standards, you would not find a country who is ready to attack without the support from the skies. Ukrainian aviation is really poor. Much was destroyed during Soviet times and pro-Russian regimes that were trying to buy everything that remained after the collapse of the Soviet Union. So now we desperately need F-16 or other jets that can help Ukrainian armed forces and especially infantry move and protect them from Russian artillery and Russian missiles and Russian jets. Russians have a lot of jets, they use them actively. We have lots of destructions, damages and deaths that were caused by Russian aviation. That's why so far, even during this counteroffensive, of course, they outnumber us in jets, in serious things. So they are super important both for the successful counteroffensive and the protection of Ukrainian troops and also for the protection of crucial Ukrainian infrastructure. Because last year we suffered from blackouts caused by Russian terrorist attack on Ukrainian electric infrastructure and nothing will stop them from repeating it this fall and winter when most of us are extremely dependent on the heat, on the electricity for normal functioning. The F-16 coalition was formed months ago and it was a huge celebration when we've learned that many countries who are our allies are ready to transfer their jets. But according to this military rules and standards, they have to get the approval of the country who is the owner, the constructor of F-16, and that is the United States of America. And I know that many countries were doing much of preparatory work because it takes really long to train an F-16 pilot. And a part of F-16 jets, this coalition includes also the preparation of our pilots, including manuals, simulators, training programs, and there were serious delays in this area. And yesterday we've received really good news that the United States allowed Denmark and the Netherlands to continue with the training of Ukrainian pilots. That is a serious breakthrough, but I would like to attract your attention to the fact that it took more than months, couple of months, to actually just transfer to the training of pilots. A typical preparation course lasts 6 months. Of course, I do hope that war, with all of its violence and brutality, brings some changes into the standards, and possibly some of Ukrainian pilots have already started the training without that permission. But this is just my citizen suspicion, or I would say hope. Also, I believe that some of these programs can be compressed for our pilots to finish them sooner and to be able to use these fighter jets before it is too late. But honestly, from what I understand, it's not likely that we will have and we will be actively using F-16s this autumn and this winter. From a Ukrainian perspective, it's crucial because they help to protect infrastructure and prevent possible terrorist attacks on our electric power station or even nuclear power station, which Russians threaten us from time to time. And of course, I do understand that operating with any serious ammunition or jets demands serious training, but Every day, every delay means Ukrainian lives, means more countries, territories destroyed. And it is like a serious tragedy because, from one point of view, many of countries, many of people already think like, why aren't you using them? Or why are you asking for more? But you have to understand that before a beautiful announcement that we will receive something, it typically takes months for us to get it. Honestly, I think how different this winter would have been, or how many victims we could have saved in Kyiv, for example, if we had Patriot systems back last year. But our allies are sometimes really slow in making these decisions, and I don't want to say that, but many people do speak that like people don't want Ukraine to collapse and to lose, but at the same time people are afraid Ukraine will win, and that's why we do not get everything we need for the victory. We get everything that is needed for the survival. Because at some moments Russia is really weak, and even during this dramatic, be it staged or whatever, coup that Prigozhin made, or when they've lost like Kherson and we returned it back to Ukraine, or sometimes it's seriously important to push, and it seems to me that like the world is afraid to live without Russia. The world is afraid of Russian collapse, which is very likely if we win. I mean, like seriously win. And that's why we get like not hundreds, but dozens, and not today, but in half a year. And it's all understandable. I do understand global politics, but guys, Russians are terrorists. They are not just like regimes who are trying to get access to the sea, or I don't know, access to some oil in the ground. They are erasing the culture. It's not about economy. It's about the revival of monstrous Soviet Union. It's about pure hatred towards Western values and like democracies. You cannot imagine the level of evil and hatred that boils among Russians, and you cannot like leave them alone. Serious job must be done, and we must win this regime, because if it does not collapse, it will lead to other regimes turning into such terrorist threats to the world. That's why please forgive if you see more Ukrainians asking for weapons, asking for jets. It's not because we want that much, it's because it takes months for us to get even like 5. So understand that all of that means like more people dying, more destructions brought to Ukraine, and we are not impatient. We are asking to protect the skies. And once again, we will not use these jets to attack orcs on orc territory. We are simply going to protect our hospitals, our schools, our children, our electric station, our winter and our fall. But it's not very likely. Anyway, thank you so much. We have just edited our new F-16 t-shirt collection and hoodie collection, and this decision was made by the US, and now Denmark and the Netherlands. We are very grateful to you. We know you did a lot to make it happen sooner. So we were joking like with our designer, we have just dropped this t-shirts in our shop, and look, the decision is made. So introduce yourself if you want to know more. The link is below this video. Subscribe to my Instagram, Twitter, Threads and Discord. I post different things there. Thank you for buying me coffees and becoming my patrons. And thank you so much for being with Ukraine, for writing to your politicians, talking about Ukraine. Subscribe if you're new.